Welcome back to the show. We're once again covering one of Jason's picks, this time A Better World.
This is a world of other possibilities, let's put it that way.
Yes, back in the time of 2002. Definitely a very different time politically. And
do you think this one was... I don't know if there was any episode dedicated to 9/11, which I actually met somebody who was there volunteering as a doctor, which is awesome. Thank you for doing that. That was amazing of you doing that.
I don't think there was any Justice League episodes around that. But I haven't seen a lot of this second season. I haven't finished it yet, unfortunately.
Or at least dedicated towards that time. It's going to be 20 years next year.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I sort of bring it up.
Like I did with some of the earlier shows, this one had a commentary by Bruce Timm and a bunch of other guys. And so I watched this one, and they did discuss some of that stuff in it. So I'll mention that.
Oh, they did, eh?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I hope the episode itself was not a reaction to... Oh, it's certainly not. Well,
no, it didn't seem like it. No,
I think a philosophical college student or university student can make an argument for that. It is, but I'm not that student.
They definitely seem to be referencing the Bush administration at least once or twice. So, or actually, you know what? From the commentary, it turns out that just Real World happened to be reflecting what they were doing with the cartoon. But anyway, I guess we should press play here,
perhaps. So, get your Blu-rays, DVDs. Pretty sure this wasn't in VHS. If it was, get your VHSs as well. It was not on Laserdisc. I know that for a fact. I don't actually, but still. I'm going to take a wild guess and say it wasn't. Betamax, we're done here. I don't even think it's on HD DVD. I highly doubt that.
Yeah, no.
Maybe. Or legally, or I don't know if this is on DC Universe at all. I would hope it is.
No clue.
But... you all know the drill. Timestamp 0. Take it away.
Yep. Hit play in 3, 2, 1. Play. There's our little buddy, the bunny.
Yep.
There we go, Superman.
The big S.
Yeah, so I'll say this opening was quite a surprise for me. I immediately assumed that it was an alternative reality, but it definitely caught me off guard.
This is one of those that I did watch as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
I remember this. Oh, you said that the second season was doing widescreen, correct?
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, this is it right here.
Yeah, it looks great.
Oh, we don't have any of the generic SWAT or task force armored soldiers anywhere. It's actually green versions this time.
Yeah, they're definitely doing some more less recycling in this one. Oh
boy.
Yeah, and President Lex Luthor, this was actually his second appearance. Which is kind of crazy to think.
Since season 1, correct?
Oh, just in terms of this first appearance ever, or his second appearance ever, I should say.
Okay.
Yeah, his first appearance. I think it was Warren Ellis. No, wait, let me quickly take a look. I wrote it down here. It was Jeff
Warren
Loeb.
Ellis.
Yeah, Jeff Loeb did it in right after No Man's Land. He first gave us President Lex Luthor.
That's what it was. Yeah, I was questioning. I thought you meant like Lex Luthor's appearance in Justice League.
No. Yeah, his first appearance, I think, was only 2 or 3 years before this.
Yeah, and again, certain writers of animated series will tend to... what is it? They will tend to take off, or influenced by comic runs.
Yep.
And sometimes they're not, which is a good thing as well. Showing their original ideas. But yeah, this is an interesting idea that we see here. But we'll talk about that a little more later, because it is still relevant to this.
Yeah, and of course they really built on President Lex in Smallville. That was a huge part of that show, at least early on.
And, since that show was produced by Mr. Loeb.
Yeah, that's fair.
It makes sense why that would be a heavy part of the show.
Oh, this is a sad moment for Superman here. I did love being a hero. But it's nice him finally realizing, I can't keep just doing this over and over again and you getting away with it, and it's actually helping you out.
Yeah, finally discussing the problems and/or the limitations of DC and the no-kill rule.
Yeah, definitely very, very limiting. And I feel like they tackle that a lot with Batman. Yeah, it's a good shot. But I don't see it a ton with Superman. But then again, I haven't read a ton of Superman stuff, so I mean, maybe they do it more than I realize.
Wait till Superman versus the Elite.
Ooh, I'm pumped for that. Pumped for all those. I'm glad for the excuse to read a ton of this stuff.
Indeed. I liked the shot with his eyes, by the way. I know Eric has talked about how nowadays we'll always do red glowing eyes Superman. I like that glow, though. That was a little more orangey and not the glow that we would think.
It seemed like there was a longer pause there than usual before the credits started.
Yeah.
But yeah, no,
correct.
I do like that too. It looked cool. And just kind of showing, yeah, the burnt up laptop, kind of just the implication of just fried Lex Luthor in the corner.
That wasn't a laptop. That was a briefcase full of documents of his.
Oh, was it? Looked like a computer.
It looked like yes, it did look like an early aughts computer, but it actually was a briefcase because he was putting before the scene before when they were having their back and forth about how he was, it all was supposed to, it all was happening or it wasn't supposed to be like this, and I've messed up big time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was. He was putting documents in there. Maybe it was documents of other presidents old or all his dirty secrets. Who knows?
Yeah, it's probably his bag of blackmail material.
All his overdue library book receipts.
2 years later.
The Fiend. He must be stopped.
Yeah, so this is a pretty fun concept for an episode, and from the commentary, it sounded like Bruce Timm and all them were super proud of this one. They really liked how it turned out.
And this is what I meant by earlier. No, not earlier, but when we had our talk, if this is a stinger or not, about, using an alternate universe and telling a story with it. And this is what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
I do want to say I love all the costume switches. Redesigns. It's wonderful.
Yeah, I like them too, especially Superman's.
I don't know if I kind of wish they were a little more militarized.
Yeah, that's fair. Or at least had a little bit more of a uniformity to them. Oh, here's George Bush. Yeah, there he is.
That's him right there.
He's like, are you sure we can do it, Superman? Anything you say, we'll do it.
I don't know why I love Superman with a white cape.
Yeah, I love it too. It looks great.
It's really cool.
Yeah, and I think they were saying they're building off of the Batman Beyond one.
Ooh, I don't remember that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he had like a white outfit in that. I think we only saw him like a couple of times, but yeah, I used to love that show. I haven't seen any of it since I was a kid, but I love Batman Beyond.
I love Jon Stewart here. He ditched his buzz cut and now or not buzz cut, but he ditched his little fro that he was doing.
Yeah.
And I also like Hot Girl's uniform here as well.
Yeah, it's definitely odd, but I kind of like it too.
I think it's more of a maybe not. I'm gonna say I feel like it's some throwback to Hawkman. A little. I could be wrong on that.
I'm sure he had lots of different designs, but not one that I've seen.
At least the one that he has a helmet of with, but Hawkgirl has had a helmet in the past. And as for Martian Manhunters, his looks like his costume looks like his design nowadays.
Oh, really?
Where instead of the Roman look that he has in the show proper, when we watch Justice League Doom, it actually looks like that costume a little more.
Yeah, and hopefully we'll be getting to that one soon. I'm pumped.
And I don't know why, I just love Green Lantern's costume as well. It's really nice.
Yeah, it's nice. Yeah, and
that's what I want to see more of from other Lanterns.
It's funny in the commentary there, they were saying that after the first season, Bruce Timm went to the, I guess the president of DC, and he had like drawn up some like new costume designs, and he was like pumped to change things up. And they were like, you can change everybody except for the big three. And so he just didn't really go ahead with it. But he said that he used some of those designs for these guys here.
Oh, generic SWAT.
Yeah, and this feels very reminiscent of the times, huh? Protesters being broken up from...
Then...
Oh, they're somewhere in a mask, too.
And now.
Vote now. Yikes.
I don't know about then, but...
Get the cops off the campus. Whoa, there we go. Some police brutality. Here we go.
Oh, man. Yeah, no.
This is 2020.
And then there they are.
Yep. coming in to back up the police. So that's scary.
Haven't read The Authority, the first arc, I mean, by Aaron or Warren Ellis, but
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and of course they mentioned that in the commentary as well.
oh, they do, eh?
Yeah, that was that they had both. It was Bruce Timm and James Tucker, I think his name was. So that they independently like found it, and they were both really inspired by it. Trying to bring it into this episode.
I love that when comic writers and creators, comic creators, whether they're artists or writers, are influenced by each other. It's great.
It's getting rough here.
Oh boy,
it's bringing back some pictures of the times. Yikes!
Oh boy, it's not good. It's a healthy competition. That's what it is. It's necessary competition because it leads to good art being created.
Yeah, no, that's true. Yeah, I like this episode a ton. Yeah, and they said that there was a lot of stuff that they would have liked to have put into this, but the Authority, at least that first run, was just a bit too much. They couldn't really take much except for a few like small ideas. And they said that the fight scenes in that comic were an inspiration for this as well.
Which one, sorry?
In the Authority.
So I wasn't even actually thinking of the Authority, but I'm pretty sure it's based off of it. I was thinking more of Justice League Earth 2 by Grant Morrison.
Had that come out at this point?
It had, yeah. I believe it was the... okay.
I thought that was 06.
Take over. Hang on a second.
Yeah, I love Batman's costume here. It kind of feels like a little bit of the silver design in the Batman and Robin, except much cooler. Yeah, and I think we saw Lois briefly in the first season, but this is really the first time she gets to kind of have a character. It's a pretty not a great situation for her here.
I'm sorry. Okay, I'm back. I should have totally had this beforehand.
Is that Earth 2?
Yeah, I have within my hands the Grant Morrison single graphic novel JLA Earth 2, excuse me. So let's see here. 2015. 2000. Copyright 2000.
Oh, okay. Huh.
DC Comics.
I don't know why I thought it was 06.
Other than the fact that Johnny Quick is in this version, or in the comic version, excuse me, I feel like this is almost an adaptation of it, perhaps. I don't think it is, and there are some episodes that I think are dedicated and have literally inspired by this comic. But what do you think of Wonder Woman's outfit?
It's okay. I didn't even recognize that was her originally.
I like her haircut. I feel like it's a play on the 70s Wonder Woman, and I don't mean Linda Carter. I mean the 70s comic where she lost her powers and became a martial artist, a la that one woman from what was it called, the Avengers?
Like the British series?
Yeah, the British series. Pardon me.
Oh yeah, I don't think it was Emma Peel. I think it was the one after. I can never remember her name.
Right,
but. Yeah, I was going to say, or at least I did say, Batman's suit here kind of makes me think of Batman and Robin with the kind of silver look that he had going on there.
That's true. But this works a little better, though, doesn't it?
Yes, so much better. That was a terrible costume in that.
Nice cutaway there.
Yep. And here's Luthor in his little, or Luthor in his little, I don't know what you call it, battle
mech
suit. Yeah. His little less cool Iron Man suit.
I'm surprised... it's okay. If it was powered by kryptonite, that would even make more sense, I think.
I just don't get why he has his head exposed.
Yeah, that's a problem. I think they couldn't do any more, or else it would have been just an Iron Man ripoff.
He could have just had a glass ball over his head.
Just do the typical 80s series, not 80s series, excuse me, but
oh, he's got a big laser.
Do the typical 80s mechs back in the day, or exosuit, excuse me.
Nice, immediately disarmed.
That's awesome. Flash, you're awesome. Just try to get out of that.
Yeah. They said they killed off Flash on the bad side because they were like, we tried to think of how to do a bad Flash, but we just couldn't see it working, so we just killed him off.
You know what? That totally makes sense.
Yeah, they're like...
Because, I mean, you could have, but you couldn't do it in a kid's film, or a kid's television program, excuse me, because Johnny Quick in... Earth 2 is a druggie.
Oh, that makes me think of The Boys.
There you go.
Yep. Yeah, did you say you didn't have any interest in watching that?
The Boys.
Yeah.
I say a lot of things, but
I thought I
we'll do
remember
a
you saying
series
that one of
overview
them.
of that at some point. Don't worry.
Mm.
Except, well, I said I didn't want to give Jeff Bezos his monies.
Oh, yeah, that was your problem with it, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was my problem. Oh yeah, no, I don't have a problem with like The Boys itself. I think my only problem is that like The Boys is modeled after DC,
Mm-hmm.
and I wish it was more modeled after Marvel because nowadays Marvel's the big guys. I mean, what I mean is nowadays Justice League failed, so they're not icons right now. So just use the Avengers instead. I'm petty that way.
Well, I mean, the comic,
Yeah, it's certainly based off the comics, so I can't. But it's certainly the right time to release it. I will say that.
It's funny. My sister really liked that when that book came out. And she was always like, oh, you shouldn't read it. It's too dark and fucked up for you, but I really like it.
Because, yeah, you're a year older than you, sister.
It's like, okay, well. Yeah, but I never read it. I don't know why I didn't.
So I love the fact that this episode...
Oh, here comes Mace Girl.
Mace Girl. At least has a point. I'll say that. I like the fact that her rod does conduct the electricity. That's at least a good feature of it.
But bam, look at that. Brutal. For some reason, that seems even more violent than usual.
Yeah.
Doesn't even give her a chance.
I don't even know if there was I forget if there was a line between Prime Lantern and Hawk Girl on if that felt good or not.
Yeah.
Oh, and then this. But anyway, sorry, I gotta say this before this happens. I love the fact that this episode opens with everything appearing as normal after we see Superman kill the president, and how they're all just comfortable with this. I love I know I can't hear the music right now, but I love that the music is just, again, everything is normal. It's like a typical Justice League episode where it's like, yeah, everything is fine. Everything is normal.
Mm-hmm.
I also wish that, I could be wrong on this, but I do wish that there was a more, how to put this? I could just be, I need more visual storytelling, but I wish we had more of a distinction between this world. Like, this is prime continuity and not Earth 2.
Yeah, yeah, I guess that's fair. I didn't really think about that aspect.
Because when I first saw this, like last week, I quickly was like, "Oh, are we back in Earth 2? Or Justice Lord's Earth?" No, we're in prime continuity.
Yep.
There's reporter Jason Marsden's in there.
Yep, buddy. That's what you think about.
And it wasn't until this moment right here where it wasn't until this moment right here where they came through the portal. It was like, oh, we're back on regular continuity.
That's fair.
Sorry, what were you saying?
Man, too. He's such a just like, oh, once they see our freedom, then they'll immediately accept us. But yeah, what do you think about the Doomsday design?
Okay, so take this case by case. I'm pretty sure, maybe not mentioned in the commentary. I feel like this is their only time they're ever going to do Doomsday, because why not? You do Bane early on in Batman, the animated series, so you might as well do Doomsday. You didn't have a chance to do it in, I don't think they did it in the animated Superman, the animated series.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask.
So you might as well do it. And
didn't know if this was his first appearance in the animation.
I'm pretty sure this is his first appearance in animation before we do him 4 years later. I like the shot where he's like being electrocuted.
Yeah, was that the first animated movie that they made?
That was the first, well, other than like Superman Brainiac attacks, and then like Sub-Zero.
Yeah, all the almost sequel to the series ones.
Or at least sidequels to the series. I don't know what you would call it.
Yeah, I think, because they like did a Catwoman one too that I think was like a direct sequel.
Mystery of Batwoman.
Yeah, maybe it's the Batwoman one that I was thinking of. I haven't seen a lot of that stuff forever.
But I you know what I mean.
Yeah.
That in that continuity, that was Superman Doom. Superman Doomsday, excuse me, not Doom, was the first of that, animated direct-to-videos. And here's a shot that Brad Bird clearly ripped off. I'm just kidding.
Not Spider-Man 2.
Coincidence.
Yeah, and that was the same year. No, it wasn't. 2 years
Total
later.
coincidence. Yeah, well, she wasn't shooting webs out of her wrists, though. Oh, and we don't see... Yeah, no, it wasn't. We didn't see the train almost go off the tracks, and we didn't see anybody sue Wonder Woman here.
That's true. For whatever reason, I always think this is 2004, but that's unlimited.
You gotta keep remember that. That was some good water animation. I don't know why.
Yeah, looked pretty good.
Really is good.
Yeah, here's Doomsday doing what he should be doing, pounding Superman apart.
And this is a really good fight scene, by the way, too. Everybody, this is really awesome.
Much better than the ones they had in Smallville when Doomsday showed up.
Back on Rikers. So Larry Harler kids. Huh.
Oh, they're all just watching on the TV screen.
Oh, he's bribing the cop. Okay. I guess just bribing for better sweet or anything like that. Not sweet. Sorry, but like just he wants better stuff, I guess.
Is that Lois?
Lois? Yeah, that's Lois. Prime Lois, excuse me.
Yeah, huh. Yeah, and I think they were saying this was the first time we'd seen really Prime Lois. She showed up briefly in whatever that dream one was. Was that
Only a
again?
Dream?
Only a Dream, yeah. But we hadn't actually seen her in person or real person.
Still voiced by Dan Laney, correct?
Oh, that I don't know.
Well, in this she is.
Yeah, I'm curious to see that. I might actually check out that new Superman show if it's not in the Arrowverse. Might watch that.
This is a great moment. I like the shockwaves created by this. So
Yeah,
yeah,
it's cool.
Doomsday. Excuse me. This is not Doomsday.
Oh,
This was it is, but this is just clearly an alien that came to Earth for no specific reason, just to wreak havoc.
oh, you mean they never say the name, or it's just kind of assumed? Yeah.
They don't ever say the name. They just used his. They just use his. Not appearance, but yeah, they just use his design, and that's it.
Pretty crazy, just lobotomized.
Because Michael J. White voices him. Great,
Mhm.
he's a fantastic actor. Good voice.
It's all zonked out.
And I don't think this would happen in comics. Two comics, Doomsday, because he would just adapt from that.
Yeah.
And it literally could have been any other person, not even person. It could have been any other creature, and the episode still would have gone on. But they instead decided to use Doomsday because they probably weren't ever going to find a way to actually do Death of Superman. So they're just like, let's use Doomsday. Again, I don't know if in the commentary is in the second part, so
yeah,
I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't think they really talked about that much at all.
Oh, and I love the fact that Luthor knows that it's not them.
Oh yeah, of course.
Like that's amazing.
Oh wow, I can't believe it.
I love that fact. Like he's just like, yeah, it's not them.
Wow, that episode just shot right by.
Kind of did.
Yeah.
Series story editor is Dwayne McDuffie. Very nice. Yeah, there is Michael J. White. Oh, they listed Mark Hamill in there, even though he wasn't in this episode. Funny enough.
Oh yeah, not to the next one. Yes, pretty good first episode. I definitely like that one quite a bit, even though it's more just action.
I very much like it. It still holds up as well.
Yep.
And yep, continue on.
Yep. Here we go. Black screen. If you're watching on otherwise, press play now. I guess a couple seconds earlier.
Oops.
Watching on YouTube or whatever.
Yeah, I guess it's also on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I mean, you can buy it all on there, but
now in one of the Unlimited finales where Luthor and Brainiac are fused together. Spoilers. He brings back the designs for these characters. Like he has them fight robotic versions of themselves. And it's the Justice Lords costumes. And for Flash, they just did Zoom. They used the Zoom costume, so the all yellow suit, excuse me.
Oh, okay. Huh.
Literally just the Reverse Flash suit.
Yeah, because they're saying how they basically use this to make like a whole season. They're saying season arc.
Yeah, and therein lies the fact of this is a start of an arc, and I don't know if again you watch the commentary or listen to the commentary, excuse me. I don't know if they were like, oh yeah, we're gonna totally like from this is the starting off point. This is the pilot per se to this arc that we're gonna do where it informs all of Unlimited, which is brilliant if you ask me. At least this part, well, not this part, but doing it that way.
Well, they're saying for the second season of Justice League, they kind of changed how they do their writing process,
Okay,
and they kind of adapted into the traditional American style writers' room.
which
And
I
so,
think works.
yeah, and so they could have brainstormed a bunch of stuff that eventually jumped into Unlimited, but they definitely seemed like they had a lot of fun putting this one together.
I love the mix though of both single serial episodes, depending on how you handle it, and then story arcs. I think both work perfectly. You just have to find a way to do both
Yep.
without hindering the other. Excuse me.
Yeah, and again, the animation in this one is just so much better than that first season.
I kind of wish that in the oh man, I love how I don't know why they do a good job of I don't know what animating, not animating, but drawing the male physique here.
Yeah, I can agree.
Like it's weird for me to say, but like just look at his arms, look at his triceps and biceps.
Yeah, it's not bad.
He's a Dorito, they say.
Yeah, I'm curious to see that Black Label Batman.
Yeah, Batman Damned, I believe is what it's called.
Was that the one? I gotta add that to my.
Yeah, I want to read it as well. But as of the whole controversy ending, all the after prints reprints, excuse me, are censoring or at least darkening the area.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Why are they doing that?
Because it caused controversy.
You like piss people off or something?
Well, again, if you look up the controversy.
Well, I just figure you could fill some airtime, you know?
That's fair. I do like the fact that, Justice Lord Batman is, just wanting to talk to the Flash, but he's obviously not having any of it. For good reason.
No, I get that. Yeah, I get that. Yeah, Batman's always been the one I could see who could fall off the easiest. He's always waiting on that edge.
But I feel like he's the easiest maybe to come around to the other side again.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because he's in that, because he strides that, or strides on that gray area, you're always looking at both white and black. So you can go black on one side, but then you could also easily go to white on the other. I think at least.
Yeah, and I'll just say, I don't think Prime Batman could ever tip over the edge. I think he's just too crazy in his beliefs that he could ever budge.
Are we talking this series continuity, or are we talking like actual like comics continuity?
Yeah, I guess I'm just assuming that this is kind of the regular comics kind of Batman, where he's just so unwavering in his beliefs. But yeah, definitely in the comics, I don't think he could do it.
I love this bit of dialogue. I know it's weird that they're, I guess, expositioning dialogue about like, oh, you remember when we used to do like this? I think it works.
Yeah,
because they're talking about how, oh, you remember the good times, or not the good times, but you remember when this was all before.
Yeah, I like the Justice Lords.
Like I
could see how they could get to the place that they're in.
The idea of, I just mean like with the exposition, I think it works because it's them referring to what happened beforehand. It's like, oh, why are they not militarizing?
Yeah, what works about them is they don't feel like different characters just dressed up like our characters. They feel like people who've just had different experiences.
Like after it's hang on, yeah, this is the idea of where instead of a military person going bonkers and losing it and going on like a killing spree and rampage,
Avatar.
Yeah, they I forgot to look this up. 9193. That's not the debut of. Yeah, that's 1939. That's not his debut though, because that's not
They said it was his debut in the commentary, but it didn't make sense to me how it was. I was like, I don't know.
But Detective Comics number 27 comes out in 38.
That they said in the commentary, and I was like, I don't know if this is correct. I even tried to look it up and see if there was like some sort of coded way that it is, and I was like,
Is it when like Batman number 1 comes out?
They said it was his debut in the comics, but I mean,
okay then. But anyway,
yeah, I was confused.
Sorry, back to what you were kind of alluding to. I love how Flash escapes. Mm-hmm. It's amazing. It's wonderful. Like that's how you do comic book. Like that's a great thing, of just giving himself a heart attack. Yeah, I love it. And because
a lot of this stuff
because Justice Lord Batman is so worried about him, of course he'll go and check up on him.
Yeah, because again, they were
and not suspect that there's any scumbaggery involved or ulterior motives involved. Go ahead.
Yeah, they were smart not to actually turn them into like villains. They're just have a different point of view. They're still friends with Flash, even if he has some disagreements on the way to solve the problems.
Does this feel like a interesting choice? Does this feel like a traditional TOS episode, by the way?
I mean, maybe. They're very different shows, you know.
Of course, but I like the format. Yeah, exactly.
I like that joke.
I just like the format of TOS.
Oh, I love
how it's looking at politics, but not politics, but it's
allegory.
Allegory, thank you.
Yeah, I love Mark Hamill here.
I love how calm he is.
Yeah, it's just such a different way to play the Joker. Oh,
and look at how like light everything is. It's great.
And everyone's just lobotomized. That's the real fucked up part.
No, the funniest thing here is
I love that.
Even
yeah, only the dummy on ventriloquist.
Even Scarface himself is lobotomized. It's great. I'm surprised Harley Quinn isn't in this.
I love how the ventriloquist himself isn't lobotomized. It's only the villainous puppet.
No. Well, I think ventriloquist is also lobotomized.
No, his head's clear.
Okay, never mind.
It's only the puppets that's the villainous one, right? He's just kind of like the slave to him or whatever.
I literally thought, I swear, I thought it was, I thought he also had been lobotomized as well.
No, I guess if the puppet's gone, he's okay. Oh, here comes all the robot. Are they going to show up in Unlimited too?
So, oh boy,
I don't like that Robin, but that looked like the Batman Unlimited Batman there.
Batman
or Batman Unlimited, Batman
New Adventures.
Batman Beyond.
Oh, where was I going with this? I would have loved to see, and Crisis on Two Earths kind of goes in this, but I would have loved to see what all the other Justice League members, future or not, in Unlimited, would have looked like.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool.
I would love to see what Nightwing looks like, Batgirl, Robin, Supergirl, Green Arrow, Black Canary, Wildcat, Atom, Captain Atom, Captain Marvel. Like all those Vixen. I just would have been so fascinating to see what that league would have looked like.
Oh, I like that shadow work there.
That's great. And now we just have literally. This is what I meant by I wish we had this more in Aquaman in the Hidden Enemy Below, where it's just we have more talking involved than this. But this is just an action scene. Excuse me.
Yeah, and it's well done action. The first season, some of the production stuff was a little bit weaker, so it's hard to make the action pop as well. They could still make it work, but this is fun too.
Pretty sure that's the same actor, by the way.
As who?
I think it's the returning actor who played Ivy. I think you could look that up if you want to.
Yeah, I guess I could.
Sorry, my persuasive powers are at work.
Yeah, I don't even remember Poison Ivy from... Oh, that's fun. I love that.
That was good timing. That was a good joke.
Yeah, and Tuxedo Mask's Rose is right there. You threw that.
Yes, Tuxedo Mask is Rose. Ivy, I don't know what you're doing, but that's not how you prune roses. And I know how to prune roses, sort of.
Yeah, she should know. She should know.
Oof. But I love this back and forth between the Batmans.
Yeah, and they were saying that Bruce Timm and the other writers would all just like sit around and like play this scene out,
Oh,
just like pretend to be the bad Batman and just try to
totally.
find good
And also
lines.
good on Mr. Conroy as well for switching between both. And if there is a slight hint of change in I think both performances.
Yeah, Tim again was also like, yeah, every time he watches anything that Kevin Conroy's in, he's just amazed by how good he is in this role. And yeah, he's great. I loved having him directing me around on Waze. I'm so sad they got rid of that. Breaks my heart they got rid of that.
What, sorry?
On the navigational app Waze,
Oh yeah.
yeah, for like I think 2 or 3 months, I had Batman directing me
I
around everywhere I
remember.
went. Yeah, it was so great. Watch out for Commissioner Gordon. I love that.
There is a reason why we still use these these actors as their respective or in their respective roles just because
Yeah, the Superman, I don't think they really used in anything else. I think
he comes back from time to time. George Burns, excuse me. Yeah, he comes back from time to time. It's a combination between him and Tim Daly. They like sometimes have Tim Daly in one, they sometimes have thanks they sometimes have George Byrne do him as well. I think George Byrne comes in for Doom, but Tim Daly comes in for no, it wasn't Crisis on Two Words, but he comes in for something else. I know that.
it does look funny seeing.
For one of the DC.
It seems funny seeing the Batmobile just out in the day.
Also,
Almost looks out of place.
I don't know if this is supposed to be modeled after Mark Hamill, but
That old man.
it's probably not. But also, I love how the police are obviously doing regular routes.
Yeah, this is crazy.
Oh man,
Yikes.
I wonder if there were any other ideas of them gonna show how, just not dystopic, excuse me, but how totalitarian this world is. I think we have enough.
Yeah, I like how even this Batman's like he can't really. He's clearly uncomfortable with it. I'm sure Superman, at least this Superman, would look at that and be like, okay, well, that's the price we got to pay. But Batman still looks like I just don't
Could
know.
have taken the hinges off the door or make a lockpick set out of your.
Nah, fuck it, fuck that door.
Or something else. Or did the Mr. Fantastic thing of like, opening using a hand to like go under the
Just,
door and
yeah,
then
slide
like
under.
slide under and open the lock from the other side. Yeah, I'm actually small gripe. I wish the Batmobile was different.
Yeah,
Like if we're gonna change everything, I wish we would change the Batmobile, but that's just me.
Do you mean change from like the other Batman series?
No, oh yeah, sorry, I meant sorry, clarification. I wish in the Justice Lords universe the Batmobile was different.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's quite the same.
I think no, it's the same as it was in A Night to Remember, or whatever it was called. Excuse me.
I to remember. Huh. Yeah, I feel like it looked a little bit different, but I could be wrong. It's been a while.
The Etrigan episode that we watched.
Oh, A Night of Shadows.
Man of Shadows.
Yeah, I thought it looked a little bit different, but I could be wrong. I do like this Batman design. It's very different. Than
Oh
the
no,
usual
sorry. What am I saying? I'm sorry. I'm. Pardon me. I meant Only a Dream.
one. Oh, yeah. See, it's been a while.
Well,
It feels like it's been longer.
the Prime Batman in this continuity, yeah, it's similar to the Batmobile from the animated series, but it's a redesign, of course.
Oh yeah, I feel like it looks way different, but
All right, go back.
it has been a while since I've seen that series. But
And they did make a comic to. I think they've done most comics. Not really, but there was a comic I read about 5 years ago that detailed what happened, explained away a lot of the stuff that happened in the Justice Lords continuity afterwards, and they combine it with Batman Beyond. It's a pretty interesting book.
Huh. Who's the writer?
Oh, I don't remember.
Fair enough.
Forget what it was, but
Yeah, John Jones. I mean, I'd love to be him. He's so awesome. I'm gonna slide around everywhere.
also liked I like the not the joke, but the well, it kind of was not. I don't know if it was a joke, but the explanation for why our Martian Manhunter didn't read his mind, because Martians
Yeah,
don't read
that's.
others' minds
I guess that's fair.
or each other's minds. Excuse me. And yeah, the setup for all this makes sense.
Coming to do some more lobotomies.
Just a quick red flag. I'm surprised Superman's X-ray vision didn't go off here.
Whoa.
At great effect.
X-ray vision didn't go off.
Why he didn't use his X-ray vision to detect that it was not Luthor.
Well, he probably just wasn't thinking about
Probably
it.
not.
Oh, damn.
All right, we're gonna try this again.
Was her mallet a little bit different there?
I don't know. I gotta see again.
Or not mallet?
Mace.
Mace.
Probably.
Mallet.
I like how John kind of hesitated right there.
Yeah.
Again, it shows the difference between our John and Justice Lord John.
Yeah. Whoa. Whoa. Scary dude.
You can tell that who's who by
By nothing.
our John Jones looking nicer of the two.
They look about the same.
One has 4 arms and looks more menacing, and yet is somehow losing.
Oh, yeah. Somehow I thought they had the same arms.
Oh, now he just grew horns. Never mind. Our John Jones
demon horns.
grew horns.
Oh. Yeah, I do much prefer the other Green Lantern design, I think. The Justice Swords
I like the
one.
blade lock there. That was nice.
Yeah, maybe I actually like the Wonder Woman one better too. I never loved those little, I don't know what you call them, bottoms.
Part of the unitard. I don't know if it's a unitard. Excuse me.
Yeah, are they really attached? I feel like those are just like underwear.
I like the 2016 Rebirth design that she has.
Oh yeah, that was a good design.
Oh, the Flash is getting under his skin. Whoa. Sheesh. Remember, we're still in our world. Collateral damage. Where are all the prisoners at? Boom.
Yeah, where's everyone complaining about this?
Again, that's still an episode.
She reigns supreme. No, she's got her little star earrings. I like that at least. Since she doesn't have the star pants.
Yeah. Oh, and I don't know if this is the only time we've seen it so far, but...
Whoa, this is crazy.
Oh, no.
I guess she's like our Batman. I love that. The tiara
It's not the sign, but yeah. That's what I meant. I don't think we've seen... I don't know if we've seen that yet.
Yeah, I think it was Berkowitz on the commentary who said that he threw that in there, and that was his little homage to Linda Carter.
That's nice. I actually don't mind the tiara throw. It does remind me a bit of Batman, but even still.
No, I liked it. It was a fun change.
That's true.
Yeah, that's a good moment too. Whoa. Holy crap.
But you're not him, so therefore...
Yeah, that's dark. That's real dark. But it's him, though, just a couple little bit of different things. I imagine he must have had a slightly different upbringing.
Oh, you mean...
That's what you get.
Superman here?
Yeah.
No, only because... Justice Lord Superman. No, because it was the result of Luthor killing... Luthor killing Flash.
Yeah, but they didn't detail that everything was exactly the same down to the minute. I'm sure there was other changes.
No, I thought
too.
it was. I thought it was just, for the want of a nail, like a moment in time that caused... that's what I assumed. Unless you listen to the commentary, so probably not. But
no, they didn't mention anything about that. But I mean, I don't know. I assume that there must have been slightly different things for them to make them be willing to go that far.
I just thought of a way out here where we could have had everybody switch who they're fighting and deal with each other that way. So it's kind of almost a adaptation of Tower of Babel, where they each play on their different weaknesses. Because this a gun that can literally stop or take away everyone's superpowers. Like if it was temporary, I could see that, but like permanently, I don't know, man. Like I feel like there's some dark chaos magic you need to do that. But
this is another moment that I really liked.
But this is good. I like this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Luther, for as much as he's a villain, he's still an honorable dude.
Yeah.
You know? He has his certain ways about him.
There's some genuinity to him, which is nice. But I actually wish that we had Batman, like our Batman, go up against Superman with kryptonite, for instance.
Yeah, that would have been cool.
That could have worked. We don't have Flash to worry about. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like we could have done this. It could have resolved a little differently, but that's just me. I'm not saying I hate this ending. It works.
Oh, there's that flag.
I don't know if this is a little on the nose or what this means, but
yeah, this is the point in the commentary when they brought up some of the political stuff and how at the time this was kind of an uncomfortable uncomfortable episode to put together. Yeah. But yeah, they were saying because right around when they were doing this was when Bush put in the Patriot Act and was getting pushing everybody into the Iraq War, and so they kind of felt like their point with this episode was almost being counterpointed by the government because they were kind of acting like the Justice Lord side of things.
Yep.
So yikes!
And all of a sudden we see Luthor being like, you know what? I'm going to run for president.
I love that.
I love the fact that it's almost this episode is almost paradoxical in that.
Yeah.
The impetus of what started this whole episode was an alternate universe. And it then creates this this whole story arc that starts. And again, for a want of a nail. I don't know why. I'm probably wrong on all my terms, but just the fact that we go from here to there, I don't know. It's great. I love it.
Oh, here comes the next episode again. I forgot that it just does that.
We're not doing this. Not right now. For another time, everybody. For another time. Not right now. That is the end for... Surprised that on my menu, you obviously have the same as mine. We have Red Tornado, Supergirl, and Green Arrow all in the 4A.
Oh, I just clicked mine right off, so I don't see that, but...
Oh, okay. I don't know why I don't think they're in this season. Again, I haven't watched it, so... Cool image.
Yeah, I'm hoping I can keep up going through this season because I've fallen off completely the past since we stopped covering them.
I might watch literally from the start of season 1 during the winter break that I have.
Nice.
But yeah, that was Justice Lords or whatever it was called. That thing I can just pick
A Better
it up.
World.
A Better World. Thank you. Yeah. A Better World. Was it a better world? Probably not.
Well, I mean, you couldn't even complain at the fucking waiter at the restaurant, you know? Cops come and lock you up, throw you in the back of a truck. Jesus.
Yeah, there's a lot of... Could you imagine that nowadays?
Hey, they'll throw you out. They'll throw you in the back of a truck if you're gathered with... No, I'm just...
Kind of reminds me of an Orville episode. Sort of. Not fully. It's the one where they go on the planet and everything is determined by... these, what would you call it, counters that everybody wears. It's sort of, I won't elaborate on it if you ever watch it, but yeah, it was kind of reminding me of that, but not fully.
Yeah, if they ever put on any sort of streaming service, I'll definitely give it a chance. Because I'm not quite at the level where I'd be like willing to buy a season, but if it's on there for free, I'd happily give it a shot. But
again,
I just don't really like comedies.
Rent. Whatever happened to the notion of rent? At least YouTube does that.
Well, it was always kind of annoying to rent TV series. And you can't really rent TV series. You have to buy the episodes, but...
Really? Okay. It's kind of dumb.
Yeah.
I like the idea of...
I mean, they're usually like $2 a pop. So it's not that much.
Fair enough.
You get it forever. $2. But yeah, so that ends our initial 5 requests that Jason had for us. It's taken us forever, but
we got him, Jason. It took us a year. I'm sorry if it did.
I'm actually gonna look when you sent that first email.
Oh, good grief. November, I think, of 2019.
Yeah, that could be. But thanks for sticking it out with us and for being our first listener to send anything in. We've had a lot of fun covering these. So
Yeah, I'd highly recommend most of them. More than half of them, I'll say that.
yes,
I've come to the notion that the animation action is very different for my taste, and I shouldn't completely complain about their versions of characters. And they were honestly trying to find the voices for each character, so I shouldn't knock them for that. But
yeah, it's their own take.
I, it certainly has made an impact on what other DC shows have become. I think, at least.
To I don't know. I stopped after Unlimited. Really fell off completely.
I mean in animation field, excuse me, not so much television or movie stuff. Because once Nolan does his shtick, everything has to be Nolan.
Oh, like even with the TV shows, they kind of started to follow that.
No, I don't. I kind of backtrack there. I don't think the TV shows got off of some of these plots. Maybe some did. I don't know.
Yeah, again, I stopped pretty early on, so
That's fair.
yeah, I certainly know that in terms of the movies, they were definitely falling off Nolan.
And of course, when back in like 2012, when just the mere thought of a Justice League movie came in, because I missed the whole Justice League Mortals thing until like years later.
I don't think I know what that is.
That's the one where George Miller was supposed to direct it.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, I forgot about that.
I really, really, really wanted whatever Justice League movie to look kind of like this, and to have the cast like this cast. Except for some stupid reason, I want Hal Jordan as the Green Lantern. It's like, you know what? Why not just have Jon Stewart and Wally West? And also, I highly recommend everybody go read New Frontier for a Hal Jordan character. Darren Cook does an amazing job with him.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying that. I can't wait till we get to that movie, hopefully sometime soon here.
Well, I think the book is a little superior to the movie itself, but the movie still does a good job, a serviceable job at it.
Yeah, and the movie will be our chance to kind of talk about all that stuff, so I'm looking forward to it for that reason. And then we can continue because we've got so much DC to do, and we've been kind of stalled for a long time here.
Well,
but
like I said, I wanna stick with DC for a very long time, and yeah, just Marvel is right now in the public zeitgeist, and this isn't. So,
oh come on, DC. I mean, as much as maybe people don't want to recognize it, like the whole Snyder Cut thing. I mean, that was a huge deal, and
it was a huge deal. I will not deny that, but
it's DC's definitely still has a big
influence.
Yeah,
push.
Big influence.
I'd say everybody's still a Marvel fan person, loyal to that. So, I mean, what am I saying? You can like both. I shouldn't. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't know.
Everybody can like both. It's not a match. This was the first. These guys were my first foray into comics, or just superheroes in general. And Spider-Man is, I guess, my favorite Marvel character. Technically, it's Daredevil. What am I saying?
Yeah, at least in terms of like the stuff you read.
Yep. And because of Sam Raimi as well.
Well, yeah, but I mean that's its own.
But I've read Frank Miller's run on the character on Daredevil, so that's why I'm a fan of his.
That's fair. I got to read that sometime.
I will lend it to you at some point.
Yeah, I think I've only read like Golden Age, or not Golden Age. What do you call it? 60s for Marvel. Yeah, I've only read that stuff for Daredevil. I don't know anything about his modern stuff, or at least I haven't read any. But yeah, I guess, do we have anything else to say about the DC animated series, Justice League?
We will return with the series. I think I already said that. My bad. But we will return to this at some point. And I mean like the Bruce Timm Justice League series. We'll return to it at some point. Probably structured a bit differently.
Yeah, definitely be sometime in the future, but probably not super
No.
soon.
But it will certainly be on our list. More so than
Oh yeah,
anything, as I said, Marvel, to beat a dead horse.
definitely being a dead horse. I mean, there's still lots of interesting stuff in Marvel that I can't wait to get to, but
I mean,
I
yeah.
get that you're against the MCU, but there's still a ton of Marvel that is not MCU
Oh,
related.
yeah. Go watch old Marvel movies. Go watch old Marvel cartoons, even if I'm not the biggest fan of those.
To be fair, you didn't see a lot of
I
them.
don't like the animation style of those. They look like puke on screen. They literally look like 90s on screen. I'm sorry. I don't like their look.
Oh, they're not all the same. I guess that's fair. I guess you gotta grow up with them.
Like, you do have to grow up with them, and yeah, it's just I don't like 90s animation, especially that Fox animation style. There was something weird about that style of animation.
Well, that's
I'm
fair.
prejudiced. I'm sorry, but
Yep.
I'm not feeling it. Everybody, if anybody in this world gains superpowers or suddenly decided to take over a superpower nation and they, start acting odd. This almost happened 4 years ago, or this did happen 4 years ago. What am I talking about? What do? Well, of course, you're going to react violently to them, but what are they going to do? They're going to ignore you and just continue to tighten their authority.
I was just about to say, or they could turn into the authority and
Well,
just
they already
do whatever
are
they
the
want.
authority, so can't really change much about that.
Well, they could be the Justice League, or they could just be like, we're gonna do whatever it takes.
This is the darkest timeline, as some people say. Make some light in the world. Shine a little light in this world. All of you.
It could be darker.
Go do what you want to do, as long as it doesn't bring negativity towards others, please.
There you go.
And just live. Just enjoy life. Be kind to others, please. Be excellent and party on, dudes.
There you go.
Good morning to the other side of the world. Peace. For all the positivity we've mentioned, I do want to bring up. I only found out about this on Friday, and it's really sickening for me to hear this. What happened, but speaking of the Snyder Cut, or just what happened on set at Justice League with Ray Fisher.
Oh yes,
is very horrible. I gotta say, I'm ignorant in not finding out about this until literally just looking it on MSN.com, like just showing up, like what happened here. And I'm not disappointed at Joss Whedon. Like I have no affiliation with him other than liking for Avengers Assemble and Age of Ultron. But
you mean Avengers?
Well, yeah, but I just prefer to call it Avengers Assemble because that's clearly what it was.
Yeah, it's just a little confusing with that animated show.
And to differentiate it because of what it was in England.
Oh yeah, I forgot it was that over there.
Because they called it that, and so I'm like, oh, okay, I'm going to call it that as well. But with what happened with that production, it's not actually Joss Whedon that I'm disappointed in. It's Jeff Johns that I'm very disappointed in how he behaved with Ray Fisher. That's unacceptable, and
it sounds like it was bad all around.
Bad around. But with Jeff Johns is just like the guy who kind of kept DC alive back in the day.
Yeah, I've heard that Jeff Johns is kind of an asshole for a long time,
dang
though.
It. Fair enough. That's, again, ignorant me. So,
yeah, I mean, I think I heard that he was an asshole with like the Green Lantern movie.
Oh, probably.
And he was like kind of demanding and like weird in that. Maybe I'm speaking out of turn. It's been a long time since that came out.
But I think you're probably right on that. That sucks, man. Like, I mean, yeah, he's responsible for he's both responsible for Green Lantern Rebirth, Blackest Night, DC New 52, and then DC Rebirth. So it's like, dang, he's done a lot for that company and is certainly a company man. But it's a shame that that hurts for me personally. Even though some people think he's not a good writer, I know I've read Blackest Night, although nothing up to that point. I wasn't feeling it for Origins, and I haven't read Rebirth either. And those are just his big series or his big event series, and not his like everyday series. But even still, like, man, I always liked the guy, but that's a shame.
Yeah, and I mean Whedon, I've been a fan of him since forever. I mean, I loved Buffy when it was on. That was it Dollhouse?
Yep, Dolls.
I really enjoyed that. Firefly. I mean, I basically watched like all of his shows up until Agents of Shield. I was excited for him, even though I never saw Avengers because I didn't care. But I was still excited to see him kind of elevating his career. So it's a shame to hear that he was being a real fucking prick on that set. But I've heard negative things for the past couple of years, so it wasn't too surprising.
And the unfaithfulness to his wife, that kind of meant nothing to me when that news article came out.
Yeah, I don't know anything about his marriage. Maybe it's a shitty marriage.
I mean, they're divorced now, so
Yeah, clearly it was a shitty marriage. But yeah, it's hard to judge as a complete outsider in that kind of case. I really don't know. But
like the equivalent to me would be if like bad stuff came out about Gennady Tartakovsky. Like if anything came out bad about him, it's like, oh my goodness, like my world's okay, not destroyed, but that would hit me pretty hard.
yeah, I think I like Tartakovsky even before all this stuff. I think I liked him more as a kind of creator more than I like Joss Whedon.
Oh yeah, no,
But
as a personally, he just seems more laid back and pretty cool. Especially when I like his dialogue more than Wheaton's.
yeah, Whedon, he's always been a clever writer. He's always been good at creating likable characters, but he's a little smarmy and he leans into the annoying kind of comedy a little bit too much. That's always been a problem for him. But Tartakovsky has that. He sits in the sweet spot.
Oh,
It's never annoying.
his dialogue is perfect, if you ask me. Save for maybe the beginning of Samurai Jack, but what can you do? It's still on Cartoon Network, so.
Yeah, and I mean, I like those Hotel Transylvania movies, at least the first two. Haven't seen the third one, but
Oh.
yeah, good with comedy.
Shall we cancel culture these two individuals? I don't know. Also, it's saying a lot about the fact that Jeff Johns and Joss Whedon are the like surprisingly like knuckleheads here, and Snyder is not.
Yeah, I don't know anything about Snyder I don't know anything about him as a director. If he's
I know he's made some statements about like Man of Steel. I won't say controversy, but the subject matter regarding Man of Steel and Batman v Superman and all that stuff. But I don't.
Oh, just like telling the fans to fuck off, basically.
Some stuff like that.
But I don't care about that. Whatever.
I don't think it's the worst.
Just like I didn't care with Ryan Johnson for telling the fans to fuck off either. It's like, it's your movie. I get that you're defensive about it. It's just...
It is, but he doesn't seem to be the nicest person around either.
Yeah, Johnson just struck me as a super annoying dude overall. Yeah. Like the bonus features for Last Jedi, he struck me as kind of a weirdo.
But everything, though, what I meant to say was everything that happened regarding Zack Snyder and his daughter is
yeah, horrible.
Does that give him a free pass, though? That's the question. Does it give him a free pass to act the way he is? No, but
I don't really know what way he's acting, but I mean, he's definitely vindictive towards DC and Joss Whedon for kind of taking that away from him. But
certainly. But I'm just talking about like what happened. Like everybody's kind of, I think, wrong on both sides. Sort of. Yes, Snyder. That is his movie, and so therefore he gets to make the movie he wants to make, of course, just as any director is. And I'm glad that he actually made those movies, and it actually has personality, unlike the Marvel movies most of the time, save for a few, of course. Well, but everybody's reaction to them was unforgivable after what happened to his daughter, and It was not everybody telling her to kill herself that led to that. It was just she was already dealing with thoughts of suicide, and just everybody attacking her dad did not help. I believe that's what happened.
I'm sure it didn't, but it's you can't really put the blame on that.
But it's just a mess. That whole thing was a mess.
Definitely a mess, and I can understand why he would step away from it at the time. I can definitely get that.
And I'm surprised that he's coming. Pardon me. I'm surprised he's actually coming back.
Yeah, I mean, he early on got behind the whole push for the Snyder cut. I mean, he was definitely riding that train, and it worked out great for him apparently. So here we go,
Indeed.
4-hour miniseries.
That's all you can call it, really.
Yep.
Yeah. Wow. You wouldn't see this controversy at Marvel, except for how they kind of throw some of their cast members on the bus. Perhaps, I don't know.
I'll tell you, you'll never see a movie like 2017 Justice League from Marvel, or Man of Steel, or Batman v Superman. I mean, they don't put out that kind of trash.
No, not really.
Or as much as you may knock them for kind of creating lackluster product, they don't.
Oh yeah, no. There were still two sides of this. Like subjectively, like I prefer some of the Marvel movies over those two, three.
Yeah, and Green Lantern too. That was another like, what the fuck happened here?
However, I'll see those 4 movies and raise you Dark Knight trilogy, even though that's its own thing, of course. And I guess Wonder Woman as well.
Yeah, Wonder Woman was pretty good.
See, I liked Wonder Woman. I didn't like the ending, but I enjoyed it.
Yeah, and I can't judge for Shazam since I forget that movie even exists.
Yeah, I forgot that Captain Marvel also exists, so...
Well, you didn't see that. And I didn't see Shazam
either. No. Captain Marvel.
Come on, it's called Shazam. The movie's called Shazam.
No. I will not bow to... No. I refuse to not call that movie Captain Marvel.
I've got some 90s Superman comics that feature Shazam, and they say Shazam right on the cover. Superman and Shazam.
I don't care. Originally, he was called Captain Marvel. Therefore, in my opinion, I'm calling him Captain Marvel.
Well, if you want to incorrectly name the film, I mean, that's your prerogative, but...
That's fine. I'm taking a stand. He was the first. He was there first. I'm only going to say that. He was like, he debuted first.
Yeah, I thought you liked the Captain Marvel character.
I do. I like both. Just don't know why we can't have like both be called the same.
Yeah, I don't know when they started calling the other one Shazam, but yeah, all my life I've considered it.
Well, they call Captain Marvel in Justice League. Bruce Timm's Justice League, excuse me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, when he's in there, they call him Captain Marvel. But there was a point where, it stopped. Yeah, both companies were still using them. I mean, obviously it depends. Like there's a Scarecrow character, I think, in DC, or in Marvel.
Yeah.
It just depends. Ultimately, it really depends. There's
that's fair.
There's rights issues, but
for your comic book movie embargo, are you open to? I guess you already said you're opening to seeing at least Aquaman, but have you completely kind of just switched to Marvel being the one that's banned, or
it's pretty much Marvel at this point? Well, because initially it was just going to be Marvel and DC because DC wasn't putting out anything except for Aquaman at the time. But I saw Hellboy. Everybody remember that?
Yeah, I remember it was like comic book movies overall, and then when Hellboy came out, you're like, well, I got to see Hellboy. And then when Joker came out too, you're like, well, I got to see Joker.
No. I clearly remember stating that. Not even that. I clearly stated to when I was in Kelowna, one of my uncles. I clearly gave him the layout, and I said, no, I'm going to watch Hellboy.
Oh, okay. I feel like there was some discussion around that, but maybe that was early
probably
days.
Was early on, but I then said nah because Hellboy's coming out and Spawn's coming out, so I gotta watch those, even if they're both crap.
Still waiting for Spawn. Yeah. Yes, that'll be at least good. We'll get to the DC live action stuff at some point.
Oh, and yes, when Spawn does, like a week or two or a few weeks before Spawn debuts, we're watching Spawn.
Yeah, we'll do the HBO stuff and like maybe not commentaries, but just
we'll do a general overview.
Yeah. Then we'll watch that terrible film.
And then, of course, watch the terrible film.
Ugh. Then watch the other terrible film, probably.
I mean, whenever it's released.
Yep, yep.
Is that released by? No, is that New Line Cinema that's releasing that one?
I know New Line released the old one, but no clue about the new one.
And yeah, also go read old and new Marvel comics and decide for yourselves. This is just my view. It's not set in stone. I'm a loser, so don't take my word
Just
for
because you don't
truth.
like Marvel?
Yeah, no, like just because I don't like Marvel doesn't it means nothing. Like I'm a nobody, so it's okay to not hear my words. I'm just a angry old man yelling at a cloud.
I get the frustration with the MCU. I mean, again, I watch them because I just don't really care, but
Why do you watch them though?
I mean, why not? I mean, some of them turn out great.
Yeah, no, some of them are good. I will not deny that.
I mean, again, I stopped watching after Captain America that first time because I was like, oh, they're not sticking to the comics. Like, this is crap. I'm not going to watch these movies if they're just going to play fast and loose. But then I kind of realized, they made Winter Soldier. I missed out on that because I was worried that they weren't exact to the comics.
It's not exact to the comics. It's just the world you set in. It just doesn't feel like it's not going anywhere. But I feel like you could go in a different direction, and they're going in a different direction that I wasn't happy with. So
yeah, that's fair. Again, I'm pretty unhappy with the Skrulls, but I mean, yeah, we'll see. And again, I don't really care that much. It's just their interpretations.
And yet you're still going to go see it. So there is.
Yeah, but I saw Justice League too. I mean, I guess I didn't see it in the theater, but I saw it like immediately.
You're lukewarm to what they're doing, but you're going to look at it anyway.
Yeah.
You have. It's not that you don't have cares. It's you'll just see what they're. Again, it's so weird for me to say this.
I saw all 10 Hellraiser films. I mean, I'm very undiscerning.
Oh boy.
I'll keep going as long as it's wearing something that I like.
Whenever the Raid remake in America happens, I will see it just because they're going to do a different thing, of course, and then I will judge it for itself to see if it's a good film or not.
It still kind of hurts me.
Of course it's going to happen, but just like any adaptation of Japanese animation, America just has to make it simple for its citizens because you're another brick in the wall. You're another cog in the machine.
Oh, man.
That's the same with Canada. I shouldn't state that, but yeah. I wish we were a collective democracy, but we're not.
Well, I'll say I'm at least excited to get to Spider-Man. That's at least some Marvel.
Spider-Man. I cannot wait for that.
Yeah, and apparently he's going to be showing up in the next Spider-Verse movie, apparently.
Ooh, okay.
I've heard some claims about that, but I guess we'll see.
And Generation X. Don't forget about that.
Oh, God, yeah, I forgot we're doing that. Yeah, Matt Frewer, one of his worst performances.
Shrugs.
Yeah, I'll see what you think when you see that, because, yeah.